Now, please, for if you are yet to get this, please take note of this. After today, after every class, I am going to post the videos on YouTube. You can follow me. If you don't have, you're not in the WhatsApp group, you can join the WhatsApp group. And most of the things I do, I post it on my Telegram. So if you join the WhatsApp group, I'll send you the link for Telegram so that you can watch the practical videos of last week is in the Telegram. So once you want to join, send this. I know that it's for this. I'll now add it to the group. I'll forward the link for Telegram so that you can see the practical videos. Because after this, I'll sit down and do the practicals for them. People are really following me, but they are learning a lot. So take note of this. Alright, now we have done the review of last week. We have done that. Now looking at today we'll be looking at using Facebook for social media marketing. Speaking on this, using Facebook. How are we going to use Facebook? How? Then after that, we'll look at 14 essential tips for an engaging Facebook business page. 14 essential, there are practical tips on how to create business page. Some other videos as well that will come alongside. Yes. That is it. Now let's dive into using Facebook for social media marketing. That's what we're going to look at. 14 essential tips. 14 essential. Do you want this video first? Let's stop. At the base point. That's the video we're going to watch. I think the one will go maybe next 2 slides. I will pause and then move to that video. So I want us to look at something and have it say something else like it. 14 essential tips for an engaging Facebook business page. Number 1, don't create a personal profile for your business. Now, this caption now on Facebook, there are different profiles. You have your personal one. The personal one is the one that used to do a normal posting. You share, then you watch people's views and other people's posts. This is your personal one. It has nothing to do. That one you cannot do, like I explained previously. You cannot do promotion. You cannot promote your business. The only thing you can do on that one is to share. Do you understand? Post on other people's pages, on other people's personal profiles. It's personal. Do you understand? But when it comes to promotion, business pages, you have to create your what? You have to create your business. It must be a business name. Because if you want to create an account, normal account on Facebook, you type a business, Facebook will tell you because we have identified that that's a cross on that. They will know that this is a business and this is a personal name. Do you understand? They will tell you rather, they will give you the link, create a business. Do you understand? You don't create a personal profile for business. You don't do that. You can't do that. There's 2 different ways altogether. Do you understand? We've come across many well-meaning marketers and entrepreneurs who create personal profile for their account. And which is wrong. Instead of an actual Facebook business page. There's something that happened. First time I met he showed me the records. When I looked at it, I told him this is a personal profile. Although they accepted it. Because anybody can answer right now. Even in the US, people answer stove, people answer stand. Do you understand? So I told him no. There and there, I created a Facebook business page. That was when we had our first promotion. We paid, we ran the post, we ran the ad. Do you understand? On our so that's it. So you are missing out on all the content creation tools, paid promotional opportunities, and analytics like insights that comes with a Facebook business page. See all the things that comes with it. Plus, a personal profile would require people to send you a friend request in order to engage with you. And what the last thing we want to do is what make more customers. Do you understand? Now, in personal page, people send you friend requests, but in business, people don't send you. It's different. Do you understand? Rather they like your page, they comment on your page. That's for business. Do you understand? They comment on your page, they like your page, they contact you to buy your product. Do you understand? That's for business page. Now, while you are at it, don't create an additional public personal profile associated with your business. It's wrong. It is very, very, very wrong. For example, I already have a personal profile on Facebook that I largely keep private. This is talking, and this is, I'm putting somebody here. Do you understand? You can have your personal profile. Do you understand? But you don't need to link it up, have anything to do with whatever you are doing on your personal profile should still be linked up. Because definitely people want to know who are you, who you are. Do you understand? When you post anything on the business page, you identify this is posted by this person. So if the person looking at your profile, your business page, they also want to find out who is this person posting this thing. When you click, you take it to you. That's why I said the other day, I think last 2 Fridays, I said whatever you are doing, maybe say you have a personal page, you want to use the business page, make sure that if the other one you posted all rubbish in that one, open a different one. Do you understand? Start at first, start grooming that one from fresh. Do you understand? So that when you are advertising something and someone wants to click on your profile, they won't go there and go and see something. Do you understand that is? And again, one thing that you must note, whenever you are on your personal page, it's not every link that you click. Some link has virus. Do you understand? You see some link, it will take you to one new picture. Once time you click on it, when you go back to your profile, you see those things that you clicked, you will go back to they will list it for you. Who want to see that such a thing when you visit your? Do you understand? You always spoil the kind of person you are. Do you understand? If you are selling land, you don't see something else and you will like, okay, how far? Do you understand? That's about that. Now people actually talked about that part. Then Facebook that's for example, I already have a personal profile on Facebook that I largely keep private. The practice I'm talking about would be if the video we watched last week, the video was more of this sports quotes. I hope you remember. So as if I'm trying to advertise this purpose. No. It's just another part of another platform. But they have the features of Facebook. But not everybody now visits Facebook. Everybody visits Facebook. We looked at the other day, we looked at the profile, we looked at everything. I think last week, right? So that's about that. Now, or something along those lines. People usually do that to connect with professional contacts on Facebook without letting them see personal photos or other posts. But the fact of the matter is that creating more than one personal account goes against Facebook terms of service. It goes against it. They have it's their policy. They don't allow people to create multiple accounts except they are using it to run a business. Do you understand? Let me say you have something and they blocked you. Do you understand? When you are free, they'll tell you already have this thing. Like something happened this week. I was running an ad for a particular client. That was on Sunday. People sent me those things to run an ad for her. So by the time I want that these things won't fly, she goes against their policy. So upon everything I tried to do, they blocked my ad account. Why did they block it? Because of that's something they saw. So I was trying to, I made an appeal. When I made that appeal, although they are still working on it. But I'm saying this thing to say this. There are terms and conditions. Do you understand? You don't go against it. you don't go into it. Like if you are creating, they don't allow you to have personal and business linking together. Do you understand? Every platform have policies. If you go against it, they will go against you. When I created another ad account, it's just this morning they allowed me. Do you understand? Because they saw in my other accounts have been following their listing and I've appealed. Do you understand? Just this morning I saw a mail from them that I can run ad now. Do you understand? But you have to obey because of their terms and definitely are using their platform. On every federal road, you have to obey what? The road safety. If not, they will penalize you.
Sorry, when you say a business and personal account running together, how do you mean by that?
Now, business for business is business account.
Okay.
Personal account, you don't carry what you have on. For instance, your profile, your personal business, you don't carry this one regular and fill in it. No. Do you understand? Your personal should be personal. Your business page should be business page. They don't want two of them. Do you understand? But it goes, their new policy now, they are really strict this year. They are very strict this year. If you go against, they block you. They restrict you. I won't be able to do anything. Opening out on it. That's how they behave now. Okay, now, number 2. Oh, we got something for the first one. Any question on the first one? You can go ahead, right? Number 2, avoid publishing mishaps with page rules. There's something called page rules. Look at it. We've all heard those horror stories about folks who accidentally published personal content to their employees, social media channels, a marketer's worst nightmare. So to avoid publishing mayhems like those assigned Facebook rules. Now, when you create it, that's one of the things we'll look at. Let me explain all this. Now, once you have, there's 2 things when you have a Facebook page. If you are the only one, you are the sole proprietor of that particular, let me say you have a company and you create a page on Facebook called A&B company. Do you understand? Now, if you are the only one, you are the only admin. Now, choosing an engaging cover photo. You must be engaging. Choose an engaging. Next, you need to click on an attractive cover photo. It must be attractive. It must be what? Attractive. It must represent what you are doing. You cannot just choose anything. No, it must represent what you are doing. Do you understand? Since your cover photo takes up to the most real estate above the fold of your Facebook page, make sure you are choosing one that is high quality and engaging to your visitors. You see this one, no? Are you seeing it? Are you seeing it? This is for laptops and this is for what? Mobile. Are you seeing how beautiful it is? Is this one not attractive? Look at this now. You fall in love with the page and start going through. What makes a person stay on the page?
Content that you create to market your business on social media should be reaching and accomplishing one of these 3 or all of these 3. Lead generation, lead nurture, and lead conversion. Every single piece of content should be reverse engineering what it is that you have to sell and how is that piece of content either generating, nurturing, or converting. Sometimes they can even be leading to all 3. For example, I might have a post where I'm telling a story about a strategy that I used that changed my life, that changed my business, that helped me to make more money. And I can say, click the link below to get access to this thing. I'm going to give it to you for free today. That post, that piece of content, because it has a strong call to action, is going to generate a lead because they can click through that call to action and they can join my email list, which then they are going to be nurtured. But even if I back up to that post itself where I'm telling a really engaging story that I've created it with the strategy in mind, that I want to give them this epiphany that they walk away with thinking, oh, that's the way that I can now also get this result. It's nurturing them before I've even generated that lead. And then the conversion comes on the back end after they've opted into my email list, and maybe I have a nurturing email sequence that then brings them towards purchasing, a consulting call with me or purchasing one of my courses, and that's the conversion. So think about how every single piece of content is accomplishing one or all of those three: lead generation, lead nurture, and lead conversion. I would recommend you actually write that down on a sticky note, put it beside your computer so that you keep that in mind and never forget that when you're creating content. Because we are not here to create content for the sake of content. That's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what sticks. We're not about that. We are doing this intentionally to grow our businesses, right? Right. After hearing that, I want to know what you think about that. Have you ever thought about that before? Have you unintentionally been just creating content for the sake of content, or have you been using these three? Let me know in the comments below. Having an effective social media marketing strategy is so important. Why? Because this isn't a hobby, this is a business. We're not doing this just for fun, although your business should be fun. We want to be creating something that is going to give us an ROI, a return on investment, a return on energy, a return on the money that we invest, a return on the time that we invest. Ideally, we want to be able to reach more people. And it's kind of funny when I hear people talk about, get rich quick schemes. I'm not trying to help you get rich slowly either. So when you have a strategy, that's going to be the fastest path to cash, to growing your business, to reaching more people and making the impact that you want to make. And social media marketing can be one of the most effective ways because our audiences are on social media all the time. And if we know how to utilize that to reach them, to give them value, and then to lead gen, lead nurture, and convert them into a customer, that's how we're going to grow, and that's how we're also going to be able to make our impact in the world by allowing them to grow in the ways that our products and services provide. So just posting, just creating content, spray and pray, putting it up, throwing spaghetti at the wall, that's not a strategy. Again, go back to lead generation, lead nurture, and lead conversion. That is your strategy. So even if you're brand new to business, you might be thinking, well, how do I create a strategy if I've never done this before? I got to test my content. Absolutely. But you're also going to test your content with intention. As a new business or an existing business, these following tips are going to be really important for you to make sure that you have them in place. First of all is your branding, so that people can recognize you. If I were to say to you right now, just do it, what does that make you think of? Nike, right? If I showed you these golden arches, what would that make you think of? McDonald's, right? They have these images, or they have this slogan that is recognizable all over the world. Think about how you can create your branding to be memorable for your audience, something that they resonate with, something that they get a feeling about. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think about Nike and I think about athleticism, I think about excellence, I think about hard work and determination and perseverance. I think about McDonald's and I think about Happy Meals. I loved Happy Meals as a kid. It made me happy. It was this like fun experience with my brother, my little brother, or my parents, or my friends, the birthday parties and the jungle gyms and stuff. It's a fun experience for me. What do you want your business to be about? And how can you make sure that everything you put out on social media is aligned with that branding? The other piece of creating your branding is going to be the stories that you tell. So I recommend for every client that I ever work with, or for anyone that ever listens to these videos, to create a story inventory. Write that down, story inventory. What is your story? If you have multiple stories, you have your origin story of how you came to be who you are today. What was the thing that encouraged you to grow or start this business that you have? And what are the pivotal moments along the way that taught you lessons or shaped you into who you are today? I would actually recommend having a Google Doc or a huge notebook where you just brain dump all of your stories. This might be childhood lessons, it might be experiences with your family, it might be you discovering your expertise or your skills or what it was that encouraged you to start this business that you have today. And anytime you create a piece of content, you can go to your story inventory and share one of those stories in your content that people are going to resonate with. The reason why I urge you to tell stories in your content is because stories stand the test of time. Stories have been brought through from generations to generations. The things that carry on our culture or generations of wisdom is the stories that we tell and that we carry on. And as you tell these stories, people resonate with them. They're captivated, they move in closer, they want to hear them. Think about your favorite movies that you love to watch. You're following a storyline. You're connecting with the protagonist, the main character. You're on the edge of your seat watching them as they go through their trials and their tribulations. And by the end of the movie, why do you feel that adrenaline rush, or sometimes that like serotonin or dopamine hit that you just love this character that you fall in love with over the last like hour and a half to 2 hours. Well, it's because you've watched their journey from start to finish. It's that you watch them hit rock bottom, you watch them climb their way up, and because of that, you cheer louder when they win. Whether that means they got the girl or landed the dream job or won the race, you got to see what they went through. And you resonate with them, whether you've been in the same experience or that you can relate to something similar that you've experienced. When you can share that through your content, that's going to create this undeniable connection with your audience. You know, I see a lot of new businesses focus too much on fun facts and tidbits instead of going deep into the stories. When I first started my business, I was a social media manager, and I was also a full-time dental hygienist. That was one of my first jobs, is I was doing social media for the dental office I worked at. And sure, I could have made posts about how many times a day to brush your teeth and fun facts about cavities and fluoride and stuff, but that's not the stuff that makes people stop scrolling. That's not the stuff that captivates them and makes them think about it for days on end. The stuff that makes them stop what they're doing and pay attention is the story. So I would find stories from the people at our office, or I would make up a funny story about our office goldfish, and that's the thing that gets a reaction. So think about that as you're creating your content. There's nothing wrong with sharing those fun facts and those tidbits, but can you tie it into a story that people will actually stop the scroll and pay attention to? Now, before I tell you about my proven tactics to landing your dream clients through social media, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. If you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to up-level and grow and scale your business, make sure to subscribe, because I'm putting out videos like this every week. Okay, how to land tactics that I'm going to share with you. The first one is a strong call to action at the end of every single video. Remember when I was giving the example about lead generation? Maybe I told this really great story and I segue it into giving them the answer to that if they click the link below and they get the PDF or the ebook, or they watch the next video, or they sign up for a webinar, whatever that thing is, that next step that I want them to take, by telling them what to do, by inviting them, that is a call to action. That's me saying, here's the next step that you can take to get more value from me. Click the link below. It's a strong call to action. When I first started creating content on social media, I didn't know what that was. I didn't know that I'm supposed to tell them what to do next. I think I kind of assumed, like, well, if they like the video, maybe they'll subscribe, or maybe they'll reach out to me, maybe they'll email me. You can't assume that, because they don't know that they're supposed to do that, or they don't have a reason to. You have to give them a reason to act. So having a strong call to action, telling them where to go, that's where you also get to actively pursue that relationship. It's like being on a date with somebody. If you were on a date and you wanted to have that second date, I mean, sure, you can play hard to get, but they might also be thinking, did that even go well? Do they like me? Should this go anywhere? And then what if that's like a misconnection? Instead, just ask for the second date. Ask them to take action. Click the link below, join your email list, and continue that relationship. Speaking of dating, so that when you do have that call to action, it's a no-brainer, because they know you, they like you, they trust you. If you didn't take the effort to date your audience, it would be the equivalent of someone coming up to you on the street and being like, hey, want to get married? You're like, I don't know you, you don't know my last name, you haven't taken me to dinner. You gotta get to know your audience, and they need to get to know you, and that's by creating valuable content. Now, that's not to say that you can't have calls to action in your content right from the get-go, but that you lead with value before you bring them to a call to action. And the way we do that is through the third tactic that I like to call the 80-20 rule. Now, this can be 80% and 20% in one piece of content, or it can be 80-20 in your whole content structure. So an example is, the post example that I gave you before, where I told a story, and that's like 80% of the post. And 20% of the post was the call to action. So I led with value. I told them a story that hopefully tugged at their heartstrings, or showed them the path, and painted that picture of what life could be like if they follow this strategy that I'm about to tell them when they click the link below. So having the 80-20 rule is going to be really important for building that know, like, trust factor, dating your audience, and leading to the call to action in a way that isn't abrasive, like going straight for the proposal. So remember, all in all, lead with lead generation, lead nurture, and lead conversion. When you have that in mind with every piece of content you create, that's what's going to boost brand loyalty and sales.